And to be honest, I feel like the reason EcoStyler was so near and dear to everyone's heart is because it was so near and dear to everyone's wallet. I made an EcoStyler gel video saying it's toxic EcoStyler gel, and that I did 3 twists in my bathroom with the coconut EcoStyler gel, and I almost passed out. If the EcoStyler gel had been $18 from the jump, bet money nobody would be getting it. So if there's a class action lawsuit, honey, call me. Hey guys, it's me, Ev. So no super long intro on this one. I am just gonna be talking. I have my thoughts organized here, so I will not be rambling, okay? But this is just gonna be a reaction video to the BRI haul. EcoStyler gel is canceled. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link it above, but go watch that first. This, I think, like I said, is gonna be a food for thought video, just to bring up my opinion and certain things that I don't think people are thinking about. Just in general when it comes to the hype around this exposed video. Okay, so number one, it's BRI haul. Okay, she has a very influential platform. She has been on YouTube for a while. I think she's an amazing YouTuber, an amazing artist. I'm not trying to take away from the research that she did in her video, nor do I think that her reaction was fake. I don't think she's doing it for the clicks or the coins. I think it's real, okay? But I also think that had she specifically not used her platform to say anything, there wouldn't be half of the hype around it. So because she had an adverse event, or she had an adverse reaction / side effect to the newest EcoStyler gel, now it's a thing. It's like, there have been other YouTubers that have had adverse reactions to EcoStyler gel. Namely, myself. I think it was 2 years ago, I made an EcoStyler gel video saying it's toxic EcoStyler gel, and that I did 3 twists in my bathroom with the coconut EcoStyler gel, and I almost passed out because I couldn't stand the smell. I had the bathroom door closed, and I had to open the bathroom and sit down because I literally felt like I was gonna pass out. So if there's a class action lawsuit, honey, call me. Okay, call me. Because I have definitely had adverse reactions as well, and even the YouTuber that she referenced in her video did not have as big of a platform, but still was giving the information to everybody about the harmful ingredients in EcoStyler gel. So I do feel like it's kind of a hype thing, but take everything with a grain of salt, okay? Because people have been canceling EcoStyler gel for a while now. Number 2. The chemicals that she was listing in her video are kind of all over the place, okay? They're in other hair care products by Black-owned brands and also major brands that don't cater towards African-American hair. They're also in skincare, so they do get absorbed into your system. They're out there. It's happening on a regular basis, whether you're paying attention or not. And I saw this comment in the comment section of her video. Basically, EcoStyler gel is like the new McDonald's. And Super Size Me, you guys know that documentary that came out a few years ago exposing McDonald's and how they're really unhealthy for you. I kind of feel like it's that same situation, how EcoStyler is the McDonald's and they're using really harmful ingredients, and now BRI haul's video and her platform are kind of exposing EcoStyler for using these bad ingredients. But just so you're aware, they're not the only ones that are doing it, so read. That's the thing. If you care that much, if you're caught up in the hype, if you really didn't know, then read your ingredients list. I religiously write ingredients down below in my description box of every single product that I use, just so you guys can read for yourselves and research for yourselves. Everybody's body chemistry is different, so her reaction might not be your reaction. Clearly, EcoStyler gel has been working for a lot of people all of these years. It also hasn't been working for a lot of people all of these years. Number 3, something that you should just keep in the back of your mind as like a general rule of thumb is that the FDA does not regulate a lot of hair care and beauty products in America. Some of them have some regulations, but for the most part, they are like the Wild Wild West. They don't have to tell you that something is in a product. And number 4, what you should realize is that even if you read the ingredients list, a lot of times they have masking terminology, so you don't actually know what's in there. And one of the masking terminology phrases is fragrance, okay? You don't actually know the chemical, you just know that it's a fragrance. You don't know that it's yellow 5 or whatever was in the EcoStyler gel, and they can be harmful, and they can be chemicals that have terrible side effects, but you wouldn't even know. So even if you're trying to be an ingredient wizard, which I have told you guys I am not, you still might not be able to avoid certain things because the companies are not required to tell you. And I learned that from the Good Hair documentary that came out by Chris Rock a few years ago. It surprised me because I thought, you know, the hair care beauty industry was just as regulated as food or medication or anything else, but it's not at all. Number 5. I am not trying to discredit BRI Hall's research, and nor do I think she is wrong, okay? I think a lot of what she said in her video is correct. But there were contingency clauses, and they weren't directly labeled as contingency clauses, but it was kind of like, if this ingredient is present, it can break down to this. Or if you have prolonged permanent use, then this could happen. So it's a lot of correlation, not exact causation, but I don't think companies are trying to go out and snatch up formaldehyde and throw them into products, okay? I don't think that's what they're doing. Obviously, they're taking a chemical that can break down into something, or if you've used it for years, which people do, okay? If you used a product for years, then it can lead to these things. Now, some of the ingredients had direct side effects. They were just direct side effects. A lot of times, the chemicals are broken down. These products are sitting in warehouses for long periods of time. I'm sure it's not temperature controlled, so it's in the heat, and you can get dangerous, hazardous byproducts from the chemicals that they are using in the ingredients. But I also think that these companies aren't necessarily trying to get the most hazardous chemicals out there. I think they're trying to get the cheapest chemicals out there so they can make enough money. But because they're cheap, they break down very quickly and they can turn into dangerous things. Another thing that I wanted to mention that I forgot to say in the video is that the concentrations of these ingredients can be very low to the point where they're not super hazardous. Some of the chemicals in the ingredients can break down and have hazardous byproducts. However, sometimes the concentrations are so low that they don't matter. Number 6. As a general rule of thumb, you know, you get what you pay for. Not all the time, but most of the time, the cheaper a product is, the cheaper the ingredients are, and the lower quality the product is. And I feel like people know this about food, about shoes, but they don't apply it to other industries for whatever reason. You know, if you go and get the knockoffs, they might not last half as long as the name brand shoe. And that's not always the case, but a lot of times it is. Which is why companies can offer something at a cheaper rate, is because it was less expensive to make it and it's just cheaper materials. And I think you should know that about hair care as well. The same rule applies. And also, I'm sure you guys know, carcinogens are kind of everywhere. Unfortunately, it's just the America we live in. I mean, if you want to talk water quality, air quality, food quality, let's go. You would literally drive yourself crazy trying to figure out ways to get around all of the things that cause cancer, because it's a lot out there, to be honest with you. And it's kind of sad that you can't get away from it. And the people that are able to get away from it, typically it's a very expensive lifestyle. You have to pay in order to have a healthy lifestyle. I know specifically for me and my budget, okay, it took me a minute to get my money to the point where I could start supporting Black-owned businesses and where I could actually afford the products that they're marketing to me. It's not that I didn't know that they were healthier for me. It's not that I didn't know that my hair would probably look better with them. It's that my wallet wasn't talking that talk. And I'm 28, and even now there are products in the store that I cannot in good conscience spend my money on because it's just too much. It does make a difference. The ingredients are different. I think that they are healthier for you. I think that a lot of the Black female business owners out there are making products that benefit Black hair, that do not destroy Black hair at all. But I also think that they're not the cheapest thing in the world. And while you guys have noticed, I don't know if you've noticed on my channel, I have been recommending more Black-owned businesses and Black-owned brands. Not that Black-owned is the end-all be-all, okay? A lot of them can have chemicals and hazardous things in there too, but I have been recommending more Black-owned brands on my channel just because I like supporting Black female business owners. I think I like putting money back into the community, and I think that they really are better products for your hair overall. Just, I have noticed a major difference since using Black-owned brands versus using the store-bought cheaper things. And even now, people are asking, what are EcoStyler gel alternatives? I have a few gel alternatives, but they're not going to be at that price point. There just isn't one, point blank period. I don't know a gel that's that cheap and that effective and that healthy all at the same time. It just doesn't work like that. Not for something that's effective, not something that isn't gonna spend you time while you're trying to make it. Not everybody's a hey Fran hey and can be like a kitchen beautician. Not something that is going to be as cheap and as accessible as an Eco Styler gel. And to be honest, I feel like the reason Eco Styler was so near and dear to everyone's heart is because it was so near and dear to everyone's wallet. It was affordable, it's accessible, and I mean, you can't beat getting, what is it, 16 ounces for like $3. You can't beat that. If the Eco Styler gel had been $18 from the jump, bet money nobody would be getting it. Okay, the popularity of the product is based off of its price point. And Eco Styler being canceled and so many naturals being hurt, I feel like comes more from the economic disparity in America among ethnic minorities rather than it actually having harmful ingredients. It's like McDonald's. Everybody knows it's bad for you, but I mean, I guess they downsized and they kept it moving. McDonald's is still open and flourishing, just like Taco Bell. Like, come on now, sis. You know that stuff is bad for you, but you go there anyway because it's what you can afford. And I think it's the same thing with hair care. You know, I cannot spend $30 on 8 ounces. I just can't do it, okay? I have a lot of hair that will last me 1-2 wash days, unless I want to wash once a month, which I know some naturals do, but I'm not the one, okay? It ends up being a money game at the end of the day. And unfortunately, I don't know any products out there that aren't just as harmful as Eco Styler that I could recommend. And that brings me to my final point. Ultimately, I feel like a lot of health issues that a lot of women of color, ethnic minority women experience in America, but also all over the world, are due to cheaper ingredients. And that is because of their economic disparity. It's what you can afford. And I can't even give you guys alternatives unless it's gonna run you 3 or 4 times more than Eco Styler gel. And to me, that's not an alternative. It's just you have to save up your money, having more financial discipline. And sometimes for way less amounts of product. So is it really working for you? For me, I cannot in good conscience recommend a product that has all of those potential harmful side effects. Did the green Eco Styler gel work for me? Yes. The argan oil and the olive oil were my favorite. The new ones that they were coming out with, I was not really about. But I can't sit here and say that I've never had issues from it, because I have. Y'all know the coconut Eco Styler one. I'll link that video above. I have had issues. And I'm not going to be so stingy with my money that I'm going to be ridiculous with my health. That's just not going to be a thing. Ultimately, you know, you guys DM me, message me, email all the time, all of the problems you're having with retaining length, breakage, edges, whatever it is. And I try to help you to the best of my ability. I am not a licensed cosmetologist. I am not a doctor. I was just a biology major, okay, in college. And that was a while ago. So I try to help as much as I possibly can, but I can't in good conscience recommend a product that has these potential side effects to it. As for me, I am going to use up what I have and then find another gel option. But to be honest with you, I haven't really even been using Eco Styler like that. Probably for like the past 6-8 months. I mean, I use it to slick down my hair for buns and maybe my edges, but I can't think of the last time I used it, to be honest with you. And I think there are a lot of other products out there that will last you a long time if you do pay, that do have good ingredients in them and that can benefit your hair at the end of the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It really was just a food for thought. I think her video opens up a good conversation, a good dialogue about maybe a list, okay? Who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. And if you want to step across the line and use products that work but aren't healthy, do your own thing, live your hair journey life. But I think there should be some clear lines in the sand, because knowledge is power. It always has been. Leave your comments, questions, and concerns down below. I would like to hear some of you guys' opinions about the whole thing, girl, because you can't outrun it. You can't outrun it. So leave your opinions down below or anything that I missed, because I want to hear what y'all have to say. This is just what I had to say. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe down below to my world so you don't miss any more videos from me, and stay lifted, honey, like an Afro puff.